Is Test cricket so far gone that the only way to save the game is by playing it at 1,000 miles per hour and smacking the ball to all parts with a flailing willow and brute force without any care for the match situation whatsoever? Or is there a place for us to not abandon our roots? For us to appreciate the game for spells of bowling brilliance and batting masterclasses? For moments of toil that turn into triumph and for near misses that were never meant to be? This is BoiMaam and I've touched on it before, but today we're hopefully going to get just enough time to smack off some of those objectives you see on screen, plus delve just a bit deeper into what I've just asked you. It seems we've won the toss and we're going to go ahead and have a ball first. How are we going to get a ball in? It's 148 for no loss. We finally come in. 5 wickets to our name thus far, and let's see how we start off today. So we're going to try and find our length first up. And go from there. Oh, it looks like he's found my length there. Absolutely punished through cover there. And will it be a 4? Yeah, the fielding, not the greatest. Very slow trot out there. So these two are going really nicely. Matthew Breed's on strike. I'm going to toss in a few, find that length, and hopefully get a wicket. Better that time, but yet again, punished through cover. And a really slow outfield, but will the fielder actually get there? Seems he does. What on earth, guys? Oh my word. Toss in another leggy now. He's gone for that one. There's no man down there, so that's going to go handsomely towards the boundary for 4. Ooh, clipped uppish and more runs. Jeez, it's been expensive to start off here. It's a little recovery in that last over, of course, 16 coming off the first 2. We're going to bowl a bit shorter outside the off stump and see if we can get an edge. What on earth? He's absolutely pumped me. We've been pulled out of the attack and we come back in with them 4 down. 5 overs then and an economy of 7 in a first class. This is not great at all, but new batsman and maybe we'll get more joy this time around. Better, better, better. So we're on the money to start off there. Thick edge, and that goes towards gully, but there's no man there. And he gets away with murder. Ooh, it's just kept out yet again. So recovery there, much better. Still no wicket for our troubles. Drop the length back just a touch. Ooh, we draw the edge. Unfortunately, yet again, it splits the gap and he gets a single. So I've pulled the man out of leg slip and popped him in at 5th slip. Let's see if that does the trick. Left alone that time. Goes at that one, no run. Left alone yet again. Tossing another googly here now. Edged and taken. Finally, finally, finally. The play has worked. The man at slip has taken a catch and we're finally on the board. That was some really hard work, but a nice first wicket in this match. And Sarl Ervia taking an absolute blinder. Left alone. Googly time. Played edged inside. Yes, man. An inside edge there and he takes, I think, leg stump. Yes, he does, and that's a second. So the googly works. Just like the previous match, we have got yet another inside edge into the stumps, and I think that might just be a little bit of a play here. Gonna go with the leggy this time and see if we can get a similar result. Ooh, kept out, but very, very, very timidly played. So we've mixed things up pretty nicely, but no luck. Oh, and as I say that, an absolutely thick inside edge that runs all the way towards fine leg for 4. Okay, so it's day 2 now, and yeah, and Luba is still there to frustrate me. Let's see if we can get him first up. We get him driving, but not out. So we've really toiled here, but we haven't got much joy. Quite a few different things. Not much has worked. Oh, on the money. Okay, so we're going super aggressive. We need to get another wicket. Let's see if we can. Blocked out. Man there. Oh, that's surely gone. That was a toppy there, and it looks to have gone straight on. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. How on earth? Kept out yet again. This time clipped away. Still no run. So maiden to finish there. And 415 for 9. So they finally, oh my word. They have finally gone and got out. And then look at the score. We're 19 for 3, chasing a big target here. Clipped to start into the gap. Can we go 2 here? Yeah, we probably will. Nice running. But we're chasing a big target here, and the plan is obviously to bat really long. That's creams off the edge for 4. You know, things don't always go to plan, but let's see if we get a lot better from here onward. There we go. Nicely timed, nicely played, no run. Nice and straight this time down the ground. Of course, it is not the fastest outfield. So we'll just take 2 and be content. We're on the attack this time over the top. And that will run away for 4. So we trail by 381 on the second day, and it's almost 1 p.m. We really do need to get a wriggle on if we plan on getting any other result than a draw in this one. And that brings up a very good question. Is there room for something like BAZBALL in situations like this? I think I'm going to go try now and see if we can go a bit attacking and score rather quickly. We will play a bit of sensible cricket and obviously not swing at everything. This is first class cricket. But I'm going to play a little bit more attacking than I would have wanted to at the outset of this one. Clip through the gap there, and just like that, we're going to try a few things that will run away for 4 more. The Glenton Steedman running in with his pace now. A big hoik at that, and it screams off the edge yet again. Just past about 5th slip, and it runs away for 4. On to 25 of 16. This is not quite textbook first class cricket, but as I did say, we're trying to get a result here, and accelerating the pace of this innings is going to go a long way towards achieving that goal. That's another 4. Driven straight back down the ground. Will we get value for this one? No, we don't. So just like the previous, we only get 2, but we'll take it and keep moving. Playing through the cover there, and we should get 2 more. Going inside out over the top. Beats the field, and that's 4 more. Punch down the ground, and that should run away for a lovely little 4. A nice shot there. Good cricket. Let's have another look at that one. Riding the bounce, going straight back past the bowler, and 4 more. Okay, 6 away from our first 50 here. And how do we go? We go with a big shot. Does that go all the way? No, it doesn't. Just short. 1 bounce and 4 more. Okay, just 2 away from our first 50 here. Can we do it? Flipped away into the gap, and that should get us 2. And that should get us that 50. Cuts out on the boundary, and we'll get across for 3 and take us to that maiden 50. So lovely stuff after that previous innings in the previous episode. 49 not out, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can check that out through the link. Yeah, Otniel Bartman was run out in that previous one, but we finally got there. 51 of 31 in this one, and a blitz. So as I alluded to earlier, I'd like to know how many of you guys actually prefer a lot of aggression in test crickets. Ooh, that's edge through the gap. Yeah, so personally, I'm not the biggest fan. We're going to stick with 2. I'm not the biggest fan of wilding in Test cricket. I mean, there are a few cricketers out there like Rishabh Pant and Ben Duckett who thinks he invented the sport. But I like the old stuff, man. A lot of good traditional cricket, solid shots, much like that one, to get you runs. Now, in a situation like this, I'm abandoning my morals, values, and know-how to try and attack the game a bit more, which I think is fair. I think in a situation like that, it makes a lot of sense to play rather attacking cricket, go over the top quite a bit and get runs. But for the most part, Test cricket is where you hone your skills, where you play classic cricket, beat the gaps, toil, get runs the good way, the hard way. Not like that. Another edge that flies through for 4 more. So I'm of the opinion that it should be a challenge between good bowling and good batting. What do you think? Who played rather... Looked like I played late there, but that was supposedly ideal. Going inside out this time. That flies away for yet another 4. I was concerned for a second there. It looked like it was getting to the fielder, but the aggressive cricket pays off and it beats that man at mid-off. Hammered into the gap. Played quite early there, but that should run away for 4 more. Not a very good shot, but we are trying to get runs. On to 72 now, getting close to 100. Did I jinx myself? I almost did. That runs away for 4, but in typical fashion, I almost jinxed myself yet again. For those of you that have been watching a few of these episodes, you'll know that more often than not, when I say something like that, we do get out. I'm going to shut the hell up now and just play cricket. Block that one out and stay alive. Wow. Commentator's curse is really a thing. I definitely believe that. I mean, in fact, I put my legs up in the air when someone's on Nelson. Cut out there. I don't know if you agree. How many of you have crazy cricket superstitions? And if so, if you do have any, let me know what they are. So can we go again now after that close call? We start swinging at them yet again, and another edge through the slip cordon, and that's 4 more. This is what happens when you play crazy cricket. So I've been thinking, the one thing the game doesn't actually replicate that well is the atmosphere. Nicely played there. So this is St. George's Park, and whilst there are crowd noises and you do see the fans jumping up and down, for those of you that have seen it on TV or been there in person, it's missing something. Oh, I don't know why I played it that wide one. So yeah, it's missing that famous St. George's band, and I've had the joy of being to St. George's a couple months ago, and let me tell you, it is something you just cannot forget. Ooh, come on! That's gone straight into Jason Smith there. So yeah, it is absolutely electric. A vibe that you just can't replicate without being there, but must say on TV it does kind of get across somewhat. Now it would be nice to see a bit more of those things included in the game, like the St. George's band. And I'm sure that West Indian cricket fans might think similar, because they also do have a lot of vibes going on during Test cricket and the CPL and the likes. So if you haven't, or you don't know what I'm talking about, maybe check it out on YouTube, or if you're lucky enough to be in South Africa, maybe pop in for a game at St. George's at some point. I'm not sure if the local domestic cricket will replicate it quite as well. Of course, we have quite poor attendances at our stadiums for 4-day cricket. But if there is something a bit more entertaining to the crowds, like the SA20 or ODI crickets when there's someone touring South Africa, definitely do check it out. It is something that is just wow and an absolute vibe to be around, with beers or without. So I'm a bit reluctant to take on the spin, even though we've been going on really aggressively. But I lied! We go again, and that's pumped. 4 more. Would you have it? There's a mosquito biting me while this happens. And that is just a little piece of what actually goes on in South Africa. Big boy time. They've given us a few options down the ground, and I'm not going to be brave. I'm going to take the single and get to that first 100. Oh, and it's come off an edge. Gone for a wide one and edged off, but nonetheless, a maiden century. The first one, and hopefully one of many. We finally get there, and that's halfway towards the big boy goal of getting that 200. Now let's see how far we can get from here. In typical fashion, we've done it again. We got to 100 and then got out, edged off the slip. My, oh my. Wowza. Look at the wide one yet again. And I've edged off, and Brietska, the man who troubled me with ball in hand, is now, he's taken me. So 100, and we finally get that one. But yeah, let's move on with life. So we get out quite cheaply, and I don't think there's any hope of winning this match. Now we come back in on 105 for 3. So we've been forced to follow on, as I've just seen from the scorecard, and my game plan has to completely change now. I'm just gonna play simple cricket yet again. So the thing is, we trailed by 113, and whereas I went into this wanting to absolutely blitz a few to try and get ahead of the game, that's just not going to work right now. We're going to have to try and see out time. So time is of the essence, quite literally here. We're going to bat very much like a Rahul Dravid here. Be a wall and try and just see out as many as we can. Block, block, block. And try and take this innings as deep as we can.
Block, block, block. Block, block, block. Block, block, block.
Block, block, block.
Block, block, block.
Block, block, block.
Block, block, block.
Block, block, block.
Block, block, block.
So, I planned on getting to about 50 balls, not making a run, but it looks like we're finally off the mark. As I mentioned in the first innings, that BAZBALL cricket is really not my style. I am much more in tune with this, and I think this is the hardest thing to do in the game. Keeping concentration for extremely long periods of time and trying to drag the team out of a situation. That is what this is all about. Test cricket at its finest.
Yeah.
Nice shot there, just picked up off the pads and punished through the leg side. So as I said earlier, when we do get the occasional bad ball, that will be the treatment. Hold on, the sweep there. Nicely, just for one. Flipped away, square on the leg side. Shouldn't get to the boundary, but we should get at least 2. And we do. Driven down the ground yet again. We'll take 2 more. Driven down yet again. It's going to get us another 2 for our troubles, or is it? No, it's actually run away for 4. A bit early on the pull there, but nonetheless, we get another 1. A little bit better that time, but again, on the other end of the spectrum, late and 1 more. So Kumala's been doing quite well, getting some runs. Us on the other hand, we're getting 1 or 2 here there. Very risk-free crickets. Nothing over the top. Not chasing at the wide one. We'll get 2 more there. We're just 30 runs behind now. Oof. Risk-free cricket. I actually played that quite well. But I guess it was just a bit too short. And top-edged for 4. That one absolutely crunched. As straight as we like. And 4 more. Punch straight down the ground, and that should be 50. A wonderful way to get to that half century. And of course, it is our first half century, having made 100 off the previous one. So lovely stuff there. 6 fours, no sixes, a strike rate of just 47.3. Calmly done. Oh no. So Jason Smith is now in. We've lost another wicket. And Farmer BoiMaam is going to start his business yet again. We're in 53 of 118 now. We lead finally by 13. But that is, of course, not enough. Let's just have a quick look at how much time we have left. So the scorecard says it's 2:18 p.m. on day 3. What that means is that we have a lot more batting to do. A thick edge there. Not pretty. We played good cricket for most of this innings, but that was wayward. So let's just tuck in a touch and avoid playing out of the off stump. Too much, that is. Can leave that alone. So that's much better. So just on Tristan Stubbs there, I find him to be quite an interesting player. I'm gonna leave that alone. I remember watching the Mumbai Indians a while back and being quite excited to see Tristan Stubbs come into the squad. And then he disappointed me repeatedly, which he has done quite a bit in South African colours as well. But recently, he seems to have matured somewhat. He played really well in the SA20 and then out of nowhere, and I've got to say, I don't think he had it in him to bat that long. Oh, I tried to leave that alone, but it's decked me. Painful hit there. Yeah, I really don't think he had the patience in him to bat long and hard. I probably don't have the patience either because that edged off again, so a bit of a nonsense again here. But yeah, I'm not sure with this whole idea of converting Stubbs to a wicketkeeper. It's quite interesting because, as far as I recall, he does bowl some leg spin. And another tonker in the head. So all the talking's making me lose a bit of my concentration. I don't know, is Tristan Stubbs the future keeper of South African cricket? It's pulled away that time. That's a tough one. We've got Ryan Rickleton. We've got Heinrich Klaasen, who can keep and is one of the best batsmen in the world, in my opinion, at the moment, at least in the shorter format. But Kyle Verreynne, who's been kept in for primarily the longer formats. So there's a lot of options going around, and I just do not know. What is the plan with Stubbs? Is he going to be a finisher? Is he going to be brought in at 7 in the test as the keeper? I don't know. I'd like some opinions if you guys have any on Tristan Stubbs. I'm assuming that a lot of you either watch South African cricket or have watched the IPL. Of course, Stubbs has got a big move this season. But yeah, if you have any opinion on Tristan Stubbs and whether you think he's actually going to turn or come good rather, let me know. Drill down the ground. There's a man there. Can we dive in? Oof. Punch through the cover, and that is a lovely shot. That will run away for 4. Ooh, top edge there. Trying to pull and get on top of the bounce, but unfortunately, not perfectly played. And that one screams up the top edge for 4. Ooh, that time very nicely pulled. Much better than the previous one, and that one rockets away to the fence for 4. Getting on top of that one. Bring it down into the ground. Into the gap and 4. Driven straight down the ground this time, and another couple for our troubles. Ooh, that one very full, but picked up nicely and smacked away to the boundary for 4. So runs coming quickly here all of a sudden. We're on 93 of 159. And it's just bowling far too straight and far too full. So we're going to take advantage while we can and pick up a few more. Now we're on 95 and out of absolutely nothing. We found ourselves close to 100 again. I'm just going to block that quite wide. Don't want to be edging off now. So if you have a quick look here, that guy chilling at leg gully and that deep fine leg and that deep square leg looks like a ploy. I've behaved quite a bit, so I think it's time to be a naughty boy. And it worked. Oh, we went for the big shot there. I pulled out the aggressive shot. We didn't top edge that, but I guess fortune favors the brave, as I always say. So yeah, that leaves us one away from the second 100. And we'll get it in much better fashion. This time driven straight down the ground, 2 picked up, and back-to-back hundreds. Yes, sir, this a very different innings. 163 balls that took 13 fours. And we have stuck at the crease for a long time here. Yet again now, punch down the ground. That one much better. It looks like it's actually going to get there. Yes, it does. 4 more. Driven straight down the ground yet again. We played with a straight bat for a lot of this innings. And I think it served us quite well. Kept to playing just a little bit more on the leg side. And straight, rather than outside off too much. But it has worked out very well. I mean, we've faced 166 balls this far. We've looked pretty good. So as you can see, and as I've said, a lot of shots straight down the ground. There's been a few edges in the mix there, but it's been 167 balls. There were bound to be a few. Quite a few top edges that have run away before, but everything else has come pretty straight. Not too much square off the wicket either side. And I think we're going to persist with this. Roll down the ground. That is likely going to be 4 more. It is. It is. Played nice and straight yet again. Gonna keep doing this as long as we can. We'll actually get 3 here. And that is us gone out of absolutely nothing. We played so well here. An inside edge to a much shorter little spinner there. Oh, didn't expect that at all. We're going so well. 173 balls faced, 15 fours in 220 minutes. That was some innings. Let's see how far the rest of the guys can get now. They've held on quite tight here. Are we going to get a ball? Ooh, I think they've won the game. So they win by 9 wickets, and that was a done deal from early on. It seems like not many people turned up, but here we go. Our first man of the match. It comes in rather steady circumstances. We've lost the match. Nonetheless, we have picked up the man of the match and picked off yet another objective. So that one's done, and what a madness of a match. So we made 200s back to back then. 100 of 74 in the first innings, an absolute blitz, followed by 114 of 173. Completely different. Tried to muscle our way through and fight for as long as we can. Played a very timid innings until the boundary started flowing later on. Now with all of that done, let's head back and look at the stats, selection status, and our objectives. So here we go then, our batting stats from first class cricket. 285 runs scored thus far, an average of 95 on the back of those 2 lovely hundreds in completely different fashion. A strike rate of 81.89 now. Of course, we don't have a 50 yet. We've converted both of those 50s in the previous game to 100s. But let's see where we get to from here. Now let's pop over to the bowling stats, and we bowled 282 balls thus far, getting 7 wickets. Best bowling figures of 3 for 31 and a best match of 5 for 76. An average that is much more realistic now of 24.43. and a strike rate of 40.29. So it was quite difficult bowling on that road in the previous game, but let's hope things get a little bit better in the games to come. Now let's pop over to our selection status and see how that's going. Okay, and there we go. So still no chance playing for the Proteas yet, but a fair way off the Marsh Sheffield Shield and a long way off the England County Cup. Still also a long way off in the England T20 Slam and the Pakistan Super League. We are getting some attention for the SA20. Let's come all the way down and see if there's anything else. The Bangladesh Super League still a fair way off. And the Super Smash is still a long way off. A fringe member of the South African National Cup now. And expecting selection in the one-day Super Series whilst getting attention in the Pro League Cup. So maybe sometime soon we're going to be playing a bit more for the Dolphins in all formats. And hopefully we can use that to progress even faster. Now, as you can see, we lie third in the standings after that loss to the Warriors. But let's pop up the objectives. And yes, yet another one in the bag. Yeah. So finally winning that man of the match with the Dolphins. Good stuff indeed. We still have a long way to go in terms of everything else, but we are getting there and we will get there sometime soon. Now, we were lucky enough to get the perfect math situation to delve just a bit deeper into those questions I asked you. But if it isn't clear, here's my actual opinion. And this is twofold, with the first one being each to their own. Like it is with whiskey, the best way to enjoy it is the way you like it. Now, I like my whiskey single malt with just a drop or two of water, and likewise, I prefer Test cricket the old school traditional way where the game is played by the match situation. Now, whether this means a 200 or 15 overs close to the end of a day's play, or batting out 300 balls without a care for the scorers trying to save a test match, I think both are equally brilliant. Now, please let me know exactly what you feel is the way forward in Test cricket. This has come to the fore much more since I last touched on it. BAZBALL has been in the headlines a lot in that England versus India series, especially with Ben Duckett coming out and talking a whole lot of nonsense about how he taught Yashasvi how to play. I know a lot of us think that's absolute nonsense, and if you agree, please shout about that too. Now, I've asked you guys a lot of questions in this episode, but feel free to answer as little or as much as you would in the comments. Now, going forward, if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to drop us a like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button to stay tuned for more. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter for a few updates here and there, and sometimes some live drops as per the games that are going on in the real world. So until the next one, please take care and laka check you. Bye!